Well, welcome to Driving at Home, everyone. If you wonder where I am, I'm coming up behind my Squarebody here, which seems to be getting a lot of attention these days because I've gone to work and come out and I see a slip up in my car window saying, "Will you sell your Squarebody? I'm interested. Let me know." Kind of interesting. If you like this kind of Squarebody, give me a thumbs up. But what I'm actually here to talk about today is the fact that a lot of Tesla owners are really having a hard time with their cars, and we wanted to talk about that and to determine what you think about the new EV craze. Because at Driving at Home, we're all about all cars all the time. We're not really opposed to electric vehicles or, head over heels in love with electric vehicles. We are for all different cars and for being okay with people liking different types of cars, whether they're old-fashioned internal combustion powered cars or newer electric powered cars, whether they're plug-in electric, plug-in hybrid. All of those are great developments in the recent history. But we want to talk about electric vehicles today because Bloomberg did a study on Tesla Model 3 owners to see what they think. So we're going to dive into this article and then have a discussion later on, and then we'll talk about it in the comments as we go from here. So, digging in, they say a Bloomberg survey of more than 5,000 Tesla Model 3 owners found many respondents had become disenchanted with the EV maker's owner Elon Musk in the 4 years since the outlet's last survey. Many reported deep concerns about Musk's online presence and some of his controversial opinions. Nevertheless, actually, why don't you share below, do you agree with his controversial opinions? They seem to run from left to right and back at different times, so I guess it depends on when you're tuning in, whether you like his opinion or not. In any case, moving on. Nevertheless, the owners were overall still very positive about the Model 3 and said they plan to stick with Tesla. Nearly 87% of the Model 3 owners surveyed said they were considering another Tesla for their next vehicle. 96% said they were considering an EV of some sort, not just Tesla. But some still found issues with their vehicles, and many shared safety worries over Tesla's full self-driving technology. Here's some of the best and worst things that these Tesla owners told the Bloomberg survey. And also they talk about the full self-driving functionality. So hang on, we're going to dive into that. But before we go into that, if this is interesting, give me a thumbs up down below. Make sure you subscribe and join us again for our other videos, which we have had a lot of videos about EVs and also about the infrastructure needed to move into the electric vehicle era, which doesn't get as much press and people are not tuning into as much. So check out those videos here. So, talking about the good, the survey respondents said some of them said the best car I've ever owned. Another one says the one repair I needed was for the charge door, and they came to my house to fix it in one day, not under warranty. And they said it was a great experience. Another person says, I love my car and intend on getting my wife a Tesla when she moves to the USA. Safest cars on the road are Teslas. Wow, so there you go. Another one says, makes it almost impossible to consider buying another vehicle, especially electric. Another respondent said, performance and mechanical reliability amazingly better than any non-EV. There just isn't any comparison, they say. So that's the good. Let's look at the bad. Numerous problems with reliability follow a pattern, they said. First, Tesla claims it doesn't exist, then they damage the car trying to fix it. Window actuators failed multiple times, each time claimed no problem. Or they claimed no problem. Then when they looked at it, once they damaged the door trying to slam it while window stayed open. Second time, cut the interior while trying to replace the actuator. And both times, they needed to keep for 10 days to fix their own crazy mistakes. Other words were used here, but I'm not going to use those words. Crazy mistakes, let's call them. Another person said the wheel well rusts, and Tesla claims it is normal. This is the first time I've seen a wheel well rust from the 5 or so cars I've owned in the past. So interesting. Next person said, I've been unable to use USB storage and charging for years. HVAC system doesn't work properly above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Rear inverter blew while parked, and some trim pieces fell off. Have you had these kinds of incidences with your Tesla? Let me know in the comments. Next person said, car has been unable to drive for 3 months. AC system has not worked for over a year, and they're very dissatisfied. Last person here says, the worst car I've ever owned appears to have been assembled by a 6-year-old, drunk, with a hand tied behind his back. Garbage, they say. So, interesting. Responses, both good and bad. Next thing they went into was the autopilot and the full self-driving mode. One person said, I definitely feel safer driving with it. It isn't perfect, but neither am I. And we complement each other's weaknesses. Wow, this is interesting. It has faster reaction times and sees better. 360-degree vision is what they're referring to. Next person said, people's risk profiles understandably differ. But if autopilot is used properly and expectations are realistic, it's outstanding and much safer. So that's pretty circumspect type of response. Next person said, it is dangerous and this man must be stopped. Okay. Next person said, this $10,000 option was clearly fraud and should be treated as such by regulators. Next person, phantom braking is a frightening experience that greatly lowers confidence in full self-driving mode. I simply don't trust it and would like a refund. Next person. My wife describes autopilot and full self-driving FSD in the following way. Your car drives like a drunk old man. Okay. Lastly, FSD is nowhere near safe enough to be used on public roads without 100% driver attention. Given that drivers rely on the hype and not reality, I think this is likely to create unsafe situations for everyone sharing the road. So there you go. There's all the respondents to the survey that Bloomberg did for their Tesla Model 3. That last part about sharing the road is a very important way to segue into what we're talking about, usually on our channel, which is that we need to share the road. We actually do have to share the road, obviously, because driving down the road, you got a two-way road. You're going this way, they're going that way. You got to share it. But there are some people that seem to go say electric vehicles are the way of the future, therefore all internal combustion engine cars should be banned, should be thrown out, done whatever. There are some others that say they don't like electric vehicles, they think they should be banned, that they should stick with tried and true old technology. We're obviously, if you've been paying attention, we're more interested in having all people come in, all types of technology, and let the economics of the situation move us to a new future. But with the idea that we're all going to live and understand each other and just coexist. If electric vehicles become predominant on the road, so be it. If full self-driving vehicles become dominant, great, for their own organic reasons. If they grow in popularity, that's okay. However, we don't want to preclude the use of other types of technology or classic technology or existing technology or what have you. We do not need to be, in my opinion, and probably your opinion too, we do not need to be coming down with the heavy-handed regulation that says we're going to go away from this, go away from that, only do this, only do that. The roads can accommodate everybody. And we do not need a population that is actually so devoid of their own judgment when driving that electric self-driving cars are going to become the norm, and then nobody needs to do anything to drive defensively, to be alert. And so therefore we should keep all of the available options on the table, allow people that want to buy an older, less expensive car to get those, allow people that want to get into an electric vehicle because they have extra money to pay for that, or because they want to take advantage of government subsidies, or because the electric vehicle has become economically viable for them anyway, organically, naturally, as prices come down, or as used electric vehicles become more available. So, I'm interested in knowing what you think. If you agree with the idea of allowing us to go into the future as a society with all technologies on the table and permissible and welcome, let me know in the comments. And also give me a thumbs up. If you don't like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments you don't like it. And join us next time as we continue our journey into the future of automotive technology. And we'll see you then.